Is he okay? An insane deep dive into JYP's music career. What's this, man? Let's see what this is. An insane deep dive into JYP's music career. If this is not a good video, I'm just not gonna post it.
JYP is undoubtedly a legend in the K-pop industry, but his career is definitely one of the most interesting ones that we've had the chance to witness. From unexpected collaborations to extremely weird performances, here's a deep dive into JYP's music career. Everyone has their reason to like or to dislike JYP, but you can't deny that he has made history in the industry. JYP was born in Seoul and later moved to New York, where he stayed with his mom for 3 whole years before going back to Seoul to finish high school. He studied at Yonsei University, where he finished his bachelor's degree in geology.
Bro, I don't know why when they said Yonsei University, I thought of Beyonce. I didn't know she had a university.
Cool. He studied at Yonsei University, where he finished his bachelor's degree in geology. Yes, of
geology?
all majors, JYP studied geology. Not music production, not even anything related to arts, but geology. While he was getting his degree, he actually joined a band called Park Jin-young and the New Generation, starting his music career. The band had 3 members and was put together by famous singer from the 70s and 80s Kim Soo-chol, but it didn't catch on with listeners and failed to become popular. Over the next 2 years, JYP attempted
I remember this.
different entertainment companies, one of which was the SM Entertainment. But JYP to this day jokes about being turned down by Lee Soo-man, who was more impressed by his songwriting than his singing. This resulted in a situation where Lee Soo-man rejected JYP as a singer, but wanted to purchase the song he used for his audition.
What do you do in that situation? Are you salty and do you be like, nah, bro, F you? Like, you didn't want to pick me up? You're not even getting none of my talent. Or do you be like, this is my opportunity. Maybe I'll give him this song. He see how talented I am and we could, that's one of them situations where you really got to choose what's best for you.
Lee Soo-man rejected JYP as a singer, but wanted to purchase the song he used for his audition.
Purchase?
Lee Soo-man, though, he has a different story to tell.
What he said?
To him, JYP was the one who didn't come back for the second audition, leaving Lee
Dang.
to proclaim, who comes to an audition only once and never comes back.
Dang, JYP? What's up? I want to know the third version of that story. You know they always say it's 3 stories, it's 3 versions to every story. They got person A, person B, and then the truth. What's going on?
Leaving Lee Soo-man to proclaim, who comes to an audition only once and never comes back. He then said that he'd happily let JYP audition again, and while we have no idea who's telling the truth here, we want to see JYP's audition tape for SM. SM Entertainment wasn't the only company who rejected him, though. Because he didn't match the appearance companies had in mind for an idol, JYP ended up facing numerous rejections and dead ends.
Dang, I ain't gonna lie. How y'all feel about that? Do y'all think a K-pop star have to look good in order for them to be successful in the industry? I feel like in terms of like business in general, that's kind of how a lot of people feel. But at the same time, if somebody talented, I feel like you should give them a chance, because you don't want to miss out on a generational talent just because somebody don't look completely there. Because really, honestly, you could... Like, if you successful enough, you could make somebody who don't look the best look better,
Also spent time working as a backup dancer, as he managed to get into the dance
but everybody not meant for the spotlight either.
After being spotted at a nightclub by Kim Gun-mo's producer. Then in 1994, he released his first solo album, Blue City. Even though his earlier group album didn't do great, his solo was a huge success. The first single from the album, Don't Leave Me, became a huge hit in K-pop. It stayed at the top of...
See, and this is like, clips like this make you think like, bro, he don't give that he's super, super handsome appeal that a lot of the K-pop stars have.
The first single from the...
He thought he was eating that shit up too. My bad.
The album Don't Leave Me became a huge hit in K-pop. It stayed at the top of the charts for 2 weeks in March 1995, and it transformed from an unknown dancer to a real pop star. He released a single and an album which were very successful and put his name out there. However, despite how famous he got, there were still people who weren't exactly fond of him. People still didn't find him emotionally attractive, which is one of the selling points for K-pop idols. He was charismatic, I could see that, but he was pushing boundaries that nobody had pushed in the past. Not only that, but he kept wearing some outfits that were deemed inappropriate and very random. Yes, we're talking specifically about the shiny, transparent...
Sir, what is this? What the hell? No. You're wildin', buddy. I'm not gonna lie.
We're talking specifically about the shine.
Like, at least, even if you go try something to push the boundaries, it at least gotta look good. Like,
any transparent plastic pants he wore.
You could at least put on a plastic top on top of this, or had like some like full leg tights or something. This is not it, bro.
Or in Don't Leave Me. While the
Tacky.
pants have become a meme now, it was quite the scandal back then.
But to be fair, if it do boost your, like, if it do boost your, let me get it off this screen.
Well, the pants have.
This one ain't better. I was gonna say if it do boost your popularity, then go for it. Sometimes you have to take those hits, but
become a meme now.
I don't know what this is.
Quite the scandal back then. Even JYP himself said that he wore them because he was frustrated with the bans of the music shows, saying, "At the time, you were suspended from broadcast stations if you wore sunglasses. You were also suspended if you wore earrings or dyed your hair." The pants are kind of traumatic.
So he was trying to push the
nowadays, but kudos to him for standing his ground back then. He
I
also
rock with
was
that.
very open about how he had made his relationship public at the time and lost a lot of popularity, which is why he won't allow his idols to date nowadays. In 1997,
okay.
JYP
So that's one of them situations where you learn it from experience. Okay.
started his own company, JYP Entertainment.
But I also feel like K-pop idols, I feel like they shouldn't put their relationship out into the public eye because it can mess with business, and you got a lot of other people who depend on you. But at the exact same time, I feel like they should be free to date as long as it don't get too, like, as long as it's not distracting. It's the same way with any other business though. Like, you mess with somebody who you work with, like, if it's distracting from work and it's getting in the way of work, it can't happen. Simple. So their work, it can't affect their work, which is very difficult. But I feel like it is possible if the person who they dating understand their situation.
Which was initially,
I feel like they shouldn't just not have love.
It was
still.
during this time that he met Bang Si-hyuk, who later founded Big Hit Music and Hybe labels. JYP found Bang PD after he finished studying at Seoul National University, one of Korea's top schools. Actually, considering the circumstances, we can kind of credit JYP for giving Bang PD the courage to start Big Hit and then Hybe. He was starting to become known as a composer and producer, and JYP took him under his wing and he started working for his company. While working with JYP, Bang Si-hyuk co-created and worked with many famous groups. Artists like G.O.D, 2AM, Rain, Baekjeong, and Wonder Girls all had songs composed.
Dang, who is that, Rain?
Artists like
that man handsome.
2AM, Rain, Baekjeong, and Wonder Girls all
Rain is
composed and produced by the successful duo of JYP and hitman Bang. Bang Si-hyuk and JYP understood from the start that for K-pop to become widely known, they needed to enter the US market. Then, around 2003 and 2004, they both went to the US and actually started living together. Yes, the two of the biggest companies in the industry were roommates. They didn't have any money, so JYP pulled some connections and they shared a room in the house of someone he knew.
Bro, I love hearing stories like this because it really makes me want to take a chance on myself. It really makes me want to, see what I can do. See what I can make happen just based off of my ability and my trust in myself.
They didn't have any luck. They hadn't sold any songs for a whole year, and they were getting agitated because they were living in someone else's house. This led to them having fights over the smallest things, with JYP explaining, "He was in charge of doing the laundry. He told me not to leave the socks inside out. I kept forgetting, and eventually we got tired one day and exploded." A 2020 NPR article about Bang PD highlighted how their ability to balance genuine respect alongside intense disagreements about music contributed to the success of their groups. Their time living together also made Bang PD leave the company and start Big Hit Entertainment, a name which was also suggested by JYP. However, they still remained friends and are very close to this day. In 2004, JYP started working in the American music scene, becoming the first producer to transition to the US, which led to some interesting collaboration.
Wait, so JYP stayed in the US?
First Asian producer to transition to the US, which led to some interesting collaborations. He produced music for artists like Will Smith, May, and Cassie. He also worked with Lil Jon and
Cassie? Yo, have y'all heard the story about Cassie and Diddy, bro? That's some crazy stuff.
He produced music for artists like Will Smith, Maze, and Cassie. He also worked with Lil Jon and Stevie Wonder.
Lil Jon?
In 2008, JYP teamed up with Jackie Chan to create the I Love Asia project in response to the earthquake in China. Yeah, he was everywhere. But his work as a producer and the founder and CEO of JYP Entertainment has led to some iconic songs in the industry. Think of songs like 2PM's Again and Again, Hands Up, Heartbeat, Wonder Girls' Tell Me, So Hot, Nobody, and Twice's Signal, What Is Love, and
Bro, we gotta go and check out some of these old school songs. I was supposed to react to Alcohol Free.
Alcohol Free. However, we can agree that he's one of the few CEOs that have a very large presence even now. He still performs, still releases music, and
I want to be this free and legendary.
This has led to him not being taken as seriously
2 p.m.
as liked, especially by the newer K-pop fans. There was the issue with him allegedly being involved in a cult, which he then denied, but it tainted his reputation. There's also the problem with the way...
Bro, that's why I don't like allegations. Even though you can't, like, change those, people gonna say what they want to say. Bro, allegations can literally ruin somebody's life, bro. And it's like, if it's true, I want you to speak about it, obviously. But I hate hearing when people say fake stuff just to ruin somebody's image, because it really do make a huge difference on somebody's life, bro. And you, like, the person who gave the allegation ain't got to deal with it. They just gave the allegation. But the person who's being accused,
especially by the newer K-pop fans. There was the issue with him allegedly being involved in a cult, which he then denied, but it tainted his reputation. There's also the problem with the way he has treated his artists. It's mostly why fans aren't very fond of him and why his artists are wary of working with him again. However, it doesn't matter because now that he's not the CEO of JYP Entertainment, it seems like he wants to push himself as an artist, but the performances he's been putting on so far have been interesting, to say the least.
I think he's a go-getter, a hard worker, and his mindset and the way he moves is so different that it's hard for other people to really, like, want to work for him, because he expect his standard from everybody else, and everybody don't want to go do all of the extra crazy stuff and, like, diligently work. But he one of them people who just different, in my opinion.
As an artist, but the performances he's been putting on so far have been interesting, to say the least. Remember the MMA performance in 2019 when he performed with Mamamoo and then had a solo stage with Hwasa? The two performed...
There we go, bringing back this. Why he can't let this go?
When he performed with Mamamoo and then had a solo stage with Hwasa? The two performed JYP's hit Don't Leave Me, with both wearing clear jumpsuits, paying homage to JYP's clear pants. While Hwasa did a very good job, seeing JYP perform like that was very bizarre. GOT7's Jackson's face during the performance sums up everyone's feelings about it pretty well.
Oh my god.
Recently, his performance at the 44th Blue Dragon Film Awards raised a few eyebrows. The event had surprising musical performances that spiced up the evening, including New Jeans giving lively renditions of their hit song ETA and Super.
Okay.
During their performances, the audience was seen happily clapping and smiling along with them.
Yeah.
Even looking like she might cry while watching the performance.
Dang.
And JYP came to the stage. He did a mix of his own songs, When We Disco and Changed Man, and famous hits Sweet Dreams by Eurythmics and Take On Me by Aha. His performance with an outfit change from a white coat dress to a purple bodysuit got various reactions from the crowd, which included famous actors and K-pop idols. Some of these reactions became viral, like T. Kim Sonyoung's surprised expression,
dang,
his seemingly concerned look, and EXO's Dio and Crystal Jones's puzzled expression. The stark difference between their reactions to JYP makes the whole situation even.
Oh my gosh!
The performance became a meme, but some people ended up praising JYP for his confidence.
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those things that it's a shell shock because you don't expect it, but at the same time, like, you like, okay, he really trying to push the bounds so that other people after him could feel comfortable enough to do that. And we always gonna have those type of situations throughout history. Even after we push the next boundary, it's gonna be more boundaries being pushed and more and more and more and more, and it's never gonna stop. Like, that's just how people are.
The performance became a meme, but some people ended up praising JYP for his confidence to the point of calling it delusion. A Twitter user said, "All jokes aside, I think if I walked through life with the same lack of care and delusion as JYP, I would be unstoppable."
Facts, bro, facts. That's what a lot of people don't understand about success. When you're delusional enough to do it at your fullest potential, then you'll get further than somebody tiptoeing. Because while you full sprint, even though you may fall a couple of times, you tumbling forward, because every time you mess up, you learn a little something new. Every time you mess up, you learn a little something new. But if you tiptoeing, it's like you get up to an obstacle and you like, dang, how I'm gonna attack this? When the other person just tried to jump over it, and even though they failed, the second time that they jumped over it, it was a perfect success. And now you still sitting there trying to figure out how you gonna meticulously get past this obstacle. Sometimes you just gotta go and figure it out on the way, bro.
think if I walked through life with the same lack of character,
You gotta be Delulu.
I would be unstoppable. No matter how
you gotta be.
He is, though, the new generation of K-pop fans see him as
what the hell?
laughing stock rather than an iconic figure in the industry. He has spent years making a name for himself, and yet these performances are seriously diminishing his legacy in the eyes of newer K-pop fans because of how ridiculous they look. Sure, he's still the mastermind behind one of the biggest companies, groups, and even songs, but the way he insists to still do over-the-top performances and stay in the public eye as long as he can will make newer fans remember him as the ridiculous man in the dark coat and the eyeliner rather than the JYP, the producer of numerous hits.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. When you got somebody this pivotal, this important, even though that the memes can add to they, what you think of them whenever they done with their career, I think he doing exactly what he want to do, and he gonna go down remembered for exactly what he want to be remembered for. The person who not only was ridiculously talented and was so iconic, but also the person who ain't scared to go out there and be himself and do what he want to do, and be that light for people, bro. And I respect that. Something that I really do enjoy about Stray Kids, as well as some of the other groups out there in the K-pop community, is their ability to really be rebellious and allow a space for people to really enjoy themselves and be themselves and really talk about that through the songs. And I feel like that's what JYP doing, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Even though, some people may look at it with a raised eyebrow. It's his life. It's his legacy. He doing what he want to do, and that's who he gonna be whenever he go away. And people gonna respect and love that, because once he gone, they gonna be like, dang, these other executives, like, bro, they not as human. Like they too corporate. And it's nice to have somebody who not as corporate, even though he could be a little bit more corporate, but that's not what he want to do. So
what do you think of this?
Props to him.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye. We might have to check out more of her videos. As long as they not too controversial and they fun and vibey like that one, I don't mind at all.